Okay, now the question is, can you hear me? Yeah, that's my shitty mic. Um, the worst possible headphones and mic combination that I could find at Guitar Center like 5 years ago is what I'm using here. So, in case you haven't noticed, this is not a pro setup. So, anyway, thank you for coming out, and now let's see if we can actually get some music going here. So, also the cam is the best I could come up with. I only have one, and I didn't want to have the disembodied hands video, but staring at my back while I'm playing was also kind of not an option, and you don't want to watch my face while I'm playing. So anyway, here we go. Okay, a little something went wrong with my keyboard. Wasn't playing the right sounds. Uh, so, and I don't know why. It just doesn't like me because I guess the record button's on and that's when things go wrong. Uh, anyway, let me switch over to my other station and if any, I guess I could go over what the rig is doing and such like that if people care about that. When you didn't see my hands on the rig here, I was over on the modular, which is to my left, and again, I wasn't about to start twisting cam around and stuff like that because it's very precariously held in place right now and it's likely to fall, and no one wants to see my knees. So let's just get this thing back where it was. Anyway, so that was the first stream, and it had a couple little problems with it, but hopefully next time it'll go a little bit smoother, and I'm going to change things up so I can have a little bit more material. It's very hard to transition from one track to another on the Force without having something else to play to load while you switch, so that I'm going to get sorted out for next time. Anyway, thank you all. Testing. Can you hear me now? Feeling like that guy on that. Oh, come on. Okay. Professional, I am not. Hold on. Okay. It seems that this only works if I um, this thing only works if you can't see me. So you can either see me or you can hear me. And I imagine you'd probably prefer to hear me than see me. Um, you could stare at the blinky lights on my thing. Yeah, I got that, Rob. I figured that one out. It's me and my lack of really knowing. Uh, I will always buy more synth Swabbit. That's just kind of what I do. Some people uh, buy model trains, and some people, do things worthwhile with their lives. I buy synthesizers. Like, yeah. It, okay, then. Hold on. Let me see. It looks like it does have the mic in the scene, but I can't tell. Because I suck at this. Oh! Maybe this is what's going on here. I don't know what these mean, but we'll see. Who designs this crap? There we go. Okay. Now do you see me and hear me? Okay. Is it working? Can you tell me if it's working? Can you hear me? I'm starting to feel like that idiot from the Verizon commercials. Can you hear me now? Yes, and I wish it'd go away. Okay, good. So, I don't know if anyone has any questions about my methods or my gear. I have quite a bit of it. Um, some of it, a lot of you like probably like did things like go to college and have lives and friends and things. I didn't do that. I built this. Um, yeah, I got lucky with my with having an IT career, and as I recently heard someone say, I'm not rich. I'm just irresponsible, which could be like the whole title of my. That's going to be written on my tombstone. I think he wasn't rich. He was just irresponsible. Yeah, I bought bongos yesterday at a pawn shop because there were bongos there and they were $50 and I bought bongos. So next stream you will have we'll have bongo samples. Oh, I never was a heavy beer drinker. I'm too bougie for that. I got to drink like fancy whiskey and stuff like that because then I can get intellectually into it. You know, anybody could just drink beer, and I know there are beer snobs out there who are quite frankly annoying to me because all the beer is it's like there's a point where the hops start to suck and you don't realize this. So no more beer for me. The bongos are upstairs, Rob, and I don't have a mic for them. I only have the one mic that I have right now set up, so the bongos will have to wait. Yeah, it's there's an upside and a downside to having lots of gear, and I know this is like Crimea River, first world problems, and all that stuff, but I spend a lot of time just trying to make this stuff work. It's like you see the guy that's got just one groove box and he knows everything inside and out of that groove box and he can make songs on that one groove box and I kind of envy him because I can't work that way. I don't get interested unless I have a whole bunch of things because of my particular flavor of ADHD. The piece's title was Anhedonia. Um, and I had some like voice samples and such that I was going to put into it, but because of the current copyright situation in the world, I thought better than to include them in this version because I don't want to have to deal with copyright crap and whatever. It's probably fair use if you actually look at it, but why bother? It's kind of old cliche stuff anyway. But anhedonia, which if you look that up, it's generally a symptom of depression. It's a state of mind where you stop being interested in things that previously brought you joy. And we've all gone through those periods where just for some reason things that used to make you happy just don't. And it's not that you don't. That's not that you feel bad. It's that you just fail to feel anything. So that's kind of the opening of that song with the digital, with the sweepy stuff on the modular. It's in the name of the broadcast that I put it in there. I said it was going to be called Anhedonia. I need to start actually recording it and putting it together in the DAW so that there will be an actual, more finished, polished version later of it. So that's coming. Just checking my clock here. So yeah, if I could move the camera around, I'd give you a tour of the little studio, but I'll probably do a separate video with that with my camera that I can move around easily and don't have to have cables and stuff. Yeah. Well, and it's kind of it's an interesting word because if anhedonia is actually the same root as hedonism, but hedonism is pleasure seeking, whereas anhedonia is you stop seeking pleasure. And I thought that was kind of a nice, nice word. And some people, um, you know, do things just so that they can try to make themselves feel something because they're in a constant state of, needing more stimulation. How many what this were involved? I can't read that. I can't. No, don't know what you mean. How many sty this were involved? Or do you mean synths? Um, the track was most of the playback was the Force. The Force has one plugin playing on it. It's one of the what is it, the hyper whatever. I was surprised that I ended up using it. I've never really used that plugin synth very much. The Blofeld was a late addition. That was something I added to it yesterday. And then most of the synth sounds were the Sub 37 and the Sub 37 and the Pro 2 that are sitting next to it. I don't know if you can tell. That's what those two are right there. Um, they were waveform sources for the Akai Force. Did a lot of sampling. I also had some droning pad sounds on there that were off of the EMU um, Planet Earth Rompler that I have, and then I also had a sound off of the Modor NF1, which I'm trying to decide if I want to keep the NF1. It came to me in a trade, and I'm kind of. It sounds really good. It does some really neat, unique things, but with all of this other stuff, I think I'd rather um, send it off somewhere else and then use and then use that space for bringing something like the Waldorf, the Iridium over there, and that would probably kick the Blofeld out of it too, though. Whatever. So I think that's it. I also the drums. Um, the drums were stuff out of my library, mostly played back on the Polyan tracker. I found I really liked the tracker for drums, and then I also used a Vermona DRM one that you can't see because it's kind of under my modular synth. A lot of the weirder drum sounds are coming from that. I actually sequenced those using the Digitact, which is also off camera, which I used in the writing process, and then I recorded the sounds and recreated those patterns in the whatchamacallit thingy majig, the Akai Force. So yeah, I love those EMU Rex too. I've got a couple of them. I've got basically so that I can have all the ROMs I want. I have a Proteus 2000 and the Planet Earth module. Though my Planet Earth module is a little bit interesting. I swapped the motherboard out with a Virtuoso so that I could have 128 note polyphony in it. Um, but I liked the blue, you know. So I got rid of the Virtuoso and its ugly silver. It's just kind of, I don't know, it was kind of ugly. So when you turn on my Planet Earth, it says it's a Virtuoso, but it's actually got the Planet Earth, the Beat Garden, one of the Techno ROMs in there, and I think the MoFat ROMs in that one too. Yep, Planet Fat. There's some extremely good drum samples in there in those sets, those EMU sets. Still really good sounds that you can hunt out. Um, and they make just put it in the rack, and when you're looking for something, you can go find a sound and process it in your tracker or whatever, or your Akai Force. A lot of good stuff. So I am a crazy tinkerer, Wabbit, and I don't go out and play stage shows anymore. I haven't. I've been thinking about doing it again, and if I were, the setup that I was playing on there with the Akai Force, um, the Keystep Pro, and the tracker, maybe the tracker, would probably be it for because that would be a perfect live setup. But in my studio, I rotate a lot. But right behind me, where I was sitting, I have an MPC live retro that's set up with another group of synths and my SP404, which was another track that's in progress that that I might do another broadcast in another couple 2-3 weeks, trying to avoid the holidays that are coming up to do another one. So it comes in and goes out. It rotates. I'm never satisfied with things the way they are. I'm always moving my gear around, switching things up. It makes me happy to do it that way rather than have, a dedicated setup that is always this. When I was doing live shows, I would generally have small, just one or two keyboards, and that would be a very stable rig. But as far as with the music writing, I'm always tinkering. It's why Eurorack has been such a dangerous thing for me, is because you can always tinker with your Eurorack. I got to get better with this OBS thing because I can't get multiple audio streams in here yet. So like you can only hear stuff that's hooked up to the mixer back there. Oh, T-shirt is from I bought it at KnobCon a number of years ago. Cool piano dude. So that's one of my favorite synth shirts, and I'm very happy that I've lived to see a time when synth shirts are an actual thing. I mean, it's come a long way. When I was, when I was young, if you were playing synthesizer and not guitar, you might as well have been wearing a dress. That's kind of the way they treated you in my high school anyway. Especially where we were. My internet connection is through Xfinity, and it sucks. So the little control panel is reporting to me that I have a very good connection. But who knows? Oh, you're welcome, Wabbit. I've been wanting to do something like this, get back into it for a long time. I used to do it back when my son was like an infant, and he would take, oddly, when he was an infant, it ended up structuring my life because when he was asleep, I could work and things like that. And now that he's gotten older, and I'm just like, I need to do something with all this crap. So I've started. Yes, it is. Xfinity will never be a sponsor of mine, and never will I sponsor Xfinity. We are constantly at war. Their slogan should just be Xfinity, because where the hell else are you going to go? It's like a regional monopoly right now. I could either have them or AT&T, and the AT&T is worse in the area. So, I mean, freaking carrier pigeons would have lower latency around here. Probably cheaper to feed. Well, anyway, I thank everybody for being on here, and I thank you all for the feedback, and I'll do this again sometime. But for now, everybody, thank you for coming. Take care. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Yeah. Happy synthing. Bye.